my nephew, I gave him $100 worth of Bitcoin last Christmas. This year, I asked him for his wallet to zap him more sat. His $100 a year later was worth $285.
Gaëlle Wizenberg, founder of Charlie Banana and a Bitcoin adoption ambassador, promoting sustainability and financial freedom through Bitcoin education and global advocacy.
You're encouraging them to take Bitcoin, use Bitcoin, and then hold Bitcoin?
Bitcoin is becoming so scarce. There's only 2 million Bitcoin left on the exchange. So the only way for people to actually have a chance of having Bitcoin is to charging their service in Bitcoin, accepting Bitcoin, and start giving a chance that everybody has a little bit of Bitcoin.
You're building a new company that's specifically targeted at Bitcoin as a product.
I'll always be the founder of Charlie Banana. It's a baby brand that used to do reusable baby products. It's kind of like Bitcoin. So I'm launching in about 2 months a Bitcoin baby product line, and it will be all Bitcoin product going forward.
So as a traditional operating company, and it's got a really cool business, what was kind of the first entry point?
I think it was...
Hey everybody, I'm here with Gaëlle to talk a little bit about like Bitcoin use in real world companies.
Let's do it.
So you have kind of a traditional company building background. Before you got in Bitcoin, you built this really cool like baby apparel product, right?
I did.
So tell me a little bit about that as you built that company before we get into kind of like down the rabbit hole of Bitcoin.
All right. So I want to be clear. I had a software company also prior to that. So that's how I kind of become a little bit geeky.
Yep.
But it was in the toy industry.
Yep.
Which brought me into the baby industry.
Yep.
And then from that, I had an idea to put cloth diapers on all the babies.
Yep.
And then I designed it, produced it, and sold it in all the countries, 66 countries.
Yep.
Within 15 years.
Yeah. So incredible ride building a kind of real world company. And then all of a sudden you're in magic internet money.
So actually I got into crypto originally before Bitcoin. Yeah, but you have to get into crypto somehow.
Okay.
Oh, not too many that just get into Bitcoin right away, but a few now. That was my escape at night to get away from the manufacturing. So it was my fun. Yeah. I would go and buy XRP and buy Bitcoin to buy XRP back in the days.
So you're trading while you were kind of running a real operating company.
Yeah, that was just really my fun time.
Yep. Yeah.
I know I should buy shoes, but...
But then the next thing you know, you're selling your company and you're moving to El Salvador. Like this was a pretty extreme jump into the rabbit hole.
Yeah, so I was living in Hong Kong. I sold my company and then I got really bored because it was like 130 hours a week to suddenly looking at my fingers on my Bitcoins. Yeah. And it was really boring.
Yeah. Yeah. Type A people don't do like well when they're just sitting around. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, we know.
Yeah.
So I just studied finance because I had to manage my portfolio. Then I realized this is shit, literally. Yeah. So I fired Raymond James and all the like because they weren't doing nothing. Yeah. And then went back into my Bitcoin account and then I started really orange peeling anybody that I worked on. And then I got on the board of Xwell company.
Yes.
And I'm helping to make them understand why it is important for us to accept payments.
Yes.
Why on all our locations, because the world is changing. And as a company, we have to really start collecting payments in Bitcoin just to add to the balance sheet and also have the balance sheet strategy and think about it as a 360 thing, not just as a mode of investment, but as a mode of exchange, so you can expand the net worth. Oh,
I love that. So let me maybe go back in context because like you're talking about Bitcoin use in a traditional company, right? So maybe like just for context, what does Xwell do? And it's because it's not a Bitcoin or fintech company or really a tech company at all, right? No. And so as you joined as a board member to kind of another traditional company, right?
Yes. Yeah. So Xwell is a wellness company. We have 30 locations in the airports, and we offer massage and relaxation for all the travelers all over the world.
Which we need. Jet lag. I was very jet lagged out here coming out Hong Kong.
Right.
Yeah.
And we're in the major airport like Las Vegas, JFK, Dubai, Abu Dhabi. So a lot of airports. And the other thing that we do that most people don't know is we have hyper check which is we test all the water, the air quality, and all the airplanes that arrive at the airport. So we work closely with the CDC.
Yep.
So it's amazing, wellness all around.
Yes.
So that's why we also checked at the airports for COVID and testing and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it's really good because we touch all the person that pass through the airport.
Yep.
So if we can offer payment in Bitcoin at all the passenger, I think that would be a benefit to the world to even just see it there.
So, okay. So as a traditional operating company that's got a really cool business, that's fairly scaled, what was your first as a board member? Did you talk to the CFO about this idea? Did you start with, hey, let's go with payments. Let's put some money on the balance sheet. Like, what was kind of the first entry point?
I think it was more the chairman and the other board members than the CFO. We changed CFO since then. And the CFO, the problem with the CFO is that it's not that they don't like it, it's that they don't know what to do with it.
Yeah.
So we need to educate the CFO, or the CFO should be educated as a added force that they take on how to put Bitcoin on the balance sheet, how to set it up because it's just adding another currency.
Yeah.
Right. So we're already dealing with euro because we do business in Turkey.
So anyway, but it's a public company. So up until very recently, it wasn't quite obvious if you're a CFO that's built your entire career and the FASB law wasn't set sort of, up until very recently. Is it an intangible asset? Is it a currency? Like, how do you do mark to market? Like these things, you got to give the CFO like a little bit of.
I think the CFO in general, I'm not talking XWell, in general, they're stuck into their case and their queues, and they time to look at the Bitcoin.
Yeah, they're busy making sure the company's got positive cash flow, profitability.
Yeah.
Their preservation of capital is really important for the treasury function. So, like, how do they enter Bitcoin? They need somebody like you to kind of come in and.
They need consultant. I think every public company should hire a Bitcoin consultant to come educate the board.
Yes.
Educate the CFO, and then have a consultant company that just take the CFO and to allow them to accept Bitcoin payment. At least every company in America should be accepting Bitcoin payment. Ooh. It's just like another Visa card.
Yes.
When you accept Bitcoin payment, there is no 3.5% fee with Visa American Express.
Yep.
It's instant settlement. You're not waiting 30 days for your funds. And then you don't have any chargeback. There is no fraud. Yeah. It's pure goodness.
Yeah, I love it. And actually, I think it's really especially complimentary for XWell because it also is easy for an international traveler. It's global. So you have an international traveler who comes off the airport. They don't even have to transfer money. They don't have to exchange money because there's also FX fees in that process. So not only is it not Visa fees, but it's sometimes even better than currency hedging. So then what happens in the XWell's case? Because a lot of, I think the fad right now is Bitcoin treasury companies that just put it on the balance sheet. But you're encouraging them to take Bitcoin, use Bitcoin, and then hold Bitcoin?
Yeah, I think we need to be all on the Bitcoin standard.
Oh, a company on the Bitcoin standard. I love this. Okay.
I think that's the way it should be. Yeah. I think there is no way around it because Bitcoin is becoming so scarce.
Yes.
Now, a lot of people are like wanting to put it on their balance sheet, but there's only 2 million Bitcoin left on the exchange.
Yeah.
If every millionaire in America wants to buy one Bitcoin, there is not enough stock.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So the only way for people to actually have a chance of having Bitcoin is to charging their service in Bitcoin, accepting Bitcoin payment, and start giving a chance that everybody has a little bit of Bitcoin.
Yeah, I'm a big fan that the only thing better than buying Bitcoin is earning Bitcoin.
Yes.
So the company earns Bitcoin. That's pretty cool. How do you think about the employees of XWave or any company? Yeah, XWell. Yeah.
I think all the bonuses should be paid in Bitcoin.
Oh, that's really cool, right? Isn't that so cool?
That would be the best because then it's truly a bonus.
Yeah.
Because if you get them money, then they get taxed, then they spend it. If it's in Bitcoin and it's in special wallet, the retirement or whatever it is, I think,
We've seen a really fun behavior at our company where when you do this, you do the bonuses and you give them some discretionary amount. And people, it's almost like their own journey down the rabbit hole. They might start with 1% of their bonus and then 5% of their bonus. And then by the end of this process, they've done a couple of bonuses and they're like 50, 100% of the bonus. And you watch the entire like employee base get orange pilled.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Also, any gifts, like I stopped buying Christmas gifts to my family.
Yep.
They all have a wallet.
Yep.
I zap them. So let's say my nephew, I give him $100 worth of Bitcoin last Christmas.
Yep.
This year, I asked him for his wallet to zap him more sats. Is $100 a year later was worth $285. So now he has a job, and I know he's putting some every month.
Yep.
Because now he knows that his money is much more. His Bitcoin are growing, his dollars is going down.
I love it. I love it. So like, you know, it's a chance for somebody to become more Bitcoin native. Companies are becoming Bitcoin native. I think one of the other things I'm really passionate about is like, you start to store value oftentimes, then you're talking about using Bitcoin. And then I think an area that maybe is really, really early, but I believe all companies will actually be supercharging their business with Bitcoin. You're now, besides being a board member, you're building a new company that's specifically targeted at Bitcoin as a product, right? So
yes. So I used to, I'm still the founder. I guess I'll always be the founder of Charlie Banana.
Yep.
It's a baby brand that used to do reusable baby product and swim diapers. So every parent should be doing reusable. It's better for the baby, better for the planet, right? It's kind of like Bitcoin.
Yep.
And then what I want to do now is I want to put my passion for reusable and sustainable with my passion with Bitcoin. And so I'm launching in about 2 months a Bitcoin baby product line, starting with swim diaper and diaper in coordination with Charlie Banana. Yeah. And it will be all Bitcoin products going forward, which is great because the baby will grow seeing Bitcoin symbol as the first things they see as they evolve, right? Which, I mean, we all babies are Satoshis, aren't we?
Yep. You're orange pilling them from the very beginning.
That's it.
But I think what you're getting at is...
And then the retailers will be able to pay in Bitcoin. I will try to pay my factory in Bitcoin, which will be a first.
Yeah.
And also we'll be accepting Bitcoin payment on the websites.
Right.
And my goal is to really become the place where people come for Bitcoin products as a one hub where they can pay in Bitcoin and have a company that truly understands Bitcoin and the merchandise that's needed.
So I think you're modeling which is something we're really passionate about, the idea of Bitcoin actually being used in the open finance for the supply chain. Because the supply chain is really, really complicated.
Yes.
It's expensive. Sometimes when you're paying internationally, there's this
crazy
letters of credit, all these things that most people don't get exposed to.
A side story, I got into Bitcoin because my son, which at the time was 7, told me, Mom, I need to buy XRP.
Okay.
And he said that because I was spending $50,000 worth of bank wire fee with all the invoices that I had to do with all my retailers all over the world.
Yeah.
50,000 US.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
If my customer are paying me in Bitcoin, it on the Lightning Network, it's instant. I don't have to wait for a week for the wire transfer.
Right.
We don't have to pay all this fee both ways.
Right.
It's perfect.
And I think one thing that maybe not everybody picks up, even in the Bitcoin ecosystem, is in the business real world use case for that. Margins in a manufacturing company are not huge.
No.
So $50,000 actually, if the margin is 10, 20, 30%, is actually really material to your profitability.
And also the bank, because the company was based in Hong Kong and the new one as well, when you're doing a wire with LA, the bank, it's a week. They hold your money because they're making stuff with it, right? For a week, they use your money for free. They don't pay you for that, right? And so you're waiting until that PO can ship, where it could have been instant.
Or the other things that oftentimes companies in supply chain have to do is then they're borrowing. And so if you're borrowing large amounts of money to turn inventory because you're waiting for 7 days, well, in a big company, 7 days of borrowing because you're waiting for that turn is a big deal.
It's true. And also when you do, when you place an order, you have to do like 30 or 50% of the PO
up front,
and then you pay when it's shipped, FOB, right? So it's if you can do all of that in Bitcoin.
Yeah. Digital money that's programmable and available for companies around the world is like, it's so cool. And that's so maybe Bitcoin supercharging the business. But the last thing you kind of keyed in on is Bitcoin now is its own industry and ecosystem. You know, when we come to events back in the day, there'd be 50 people and now there's 50,000, which is so crazy. But as a, for you, whether it's on the board or the product that you're about to launch, you're actually looking at the ecosystem going, there's hundreds of millions of Bitcoiners growing at the adoption rate of the internet. And so you're kind of going, hey, this is actually someone, like an entire industry we can sell into that is its own ecosystem altogether now.
It is. And the thing is that any person manufacturing anything can do the same thing.
Yeah.
So I just want to show the world that this is a business model that works.
Yes.
But that's proven because I did it before in US dollars.
Yep.
So now that I'm going to supercharge it in Bitcoin and with Bitcoin products, it is going to be magic.
Yep.
Like I just see it everywhere. I see those little babies wearing Bitcoin product and people going, wow.
Yep.
And then it's another way to orange peel because the more you see little babies going around, the more you're going to see what's going on.
I mean, who doesn't love a baby picture?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And people are going to want to know more about Bitcoin.
Yeah.
And hopefully we can do more education and, maybe do a little like Premier baby wallet or,
I mean, I think what you're modeling is the idea, like, the first companies that were, internet native, they won the race when the world changed. Yeah. And I believe the first companies that are not only just holding Bitcoin on the balance sheet, become more Bitcoin native, will win the race as the entire money world transforms.
Completely.
Yeah.
And then you never worry about not having enough capital for your growth.
That's right.
Because if you have Bitcoin on the balance sheet, you're living at 50% discount every day. I mean,
So your preservation of capital matters. Your ability to actually have products and services that speak to new audiences matter. And your cost goes down, which is amazing. So, I mean, you are
And the other thing is that if you do need help with the bank, if you have Bitcoin on your balance sheet, you'll be able to find lending capital a lot faster, I think, than if you're...
Yeah, I think that's the emerging thing that a lot of leaders aren't maybe following this space as closely is, now you're institutionalizing it. So what you just said was not true 5, 10, or even 2 years ago. But now all of a sudden, the notion that institutions are starting to understand it's an option to be able to collateralize a hard asset. And again, it's a highly leveraged supercharged position. So,
and I love it because like in 2007, when I started Charlie Banana, everybody was saying, "Oh, I'm crazy, club diaper. Nobody want to wash diapers." Now I'm getting the same thing. "Oh, Bitcoin better. Are you crazy with your Bitcoin?" I'm like, yeah, whatever. Call me crazy anytime. It's all works out for me.
Yeah, I think the momentum of history is on your side, which is pretty cool. So where can people find and follow you? Some of the work you're doing and the companies you're involved with?
So Charlie Banana is the baby product company that I'm now the head of design. It's the brand to follow. And then the Well Lounge is the manufacturing company for baby products and all the other ones.
Wow.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, wasn't this cool? Gaëlle was awesome. Thank you for the time, Gaëlle. Appreciate it.